Hi there, I'm attorney Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law. Today I want to talk to you about 3 things that you must do to protect your family if you've recently become unemployed. Now, if you've recently lost your job, you're not alone. Inflation has skyrocketed in the United States over the past couple of years, and some smaller businesses have not been able to survive these increased expenses, putting a lot of employees out of work, while many large companies have laid off employees to reduce their operating costs. Now, if you're dealing with a job loss, you can transform what you may view as a crisis into an opportunity to take steps to protect yourself and your family. Now, the first thing you want to do is take a hard look at your financial situation. Now, you try not to dwell on the loss, but focus on planning for the future and planning proactively to address both the immediate crisis and your long-term financial well-being. It is important to assess the state of your finances. So do everything you can to maximize your resources and minimize your expenses. Now, keep in mind some resources may be available, or if you are laid off through no fault of your own. Some employers may provide a severance package, and in many cases, unemployment benefits are available for a limited period to tide you over until you find a new job. Now, depending on state law and your former employer's policy, a payout of accrued vacation and sick leave may also be a source of liquidity that can sustain you for a while. Now, in addition, you want to create a list of everything you own and their values. Now, some assets and accounts and property are more easily converted to cash than others, and as a last resort, those assets can be liquidated and the proceeds used to help cover your living expenses. Now, your list should include your checking and savings, your investment accounts, your retirement accounts, cars, boats, and real estate. And if you have an emergency fund, you can rely on those funds first. Now, keep in mind that withdrawals from checking and savings accounts, those don't have any tax consequences. But that's not the case for every type of account. If you liquidate a portion of an investment account that is appreciated over time, you may have to pay taxes on any capital gains. And that rate could be up to 20% depending on the income that you have and how long you've had that investment. Now, drawing cash out of a retirement account may result in even more tax liability depending on the type of account and the amount of money that's withdrawn. Now, as the amount withdrawn may be taxed as ordinary income, which could mean a rate much higher than the capital gains rate, and may be subject to a 10% penalty. You should also create a list of your debts and your expenses. That way you can provide yourself with a fuller picture of your financial situation. If you have expenses that can be temporarily eliminated, such as subscriptions for streaming services or cable TV, maybe house cleaning services and other luxuries, it is smart to do so sooner than later. You can easily reestablish those services if you find another job quickly, but if you continue to spend money on such items, you will have less money available in the future if your job search lasts longer than you anticipate. You can figure out creative ways to live on less, and you may decide you want to continue doing so even after you land that new job. If you do not already have a monthly budget, you want to create one that will help you minimize your expenses. You may also be able to work with creditors if you think you'll miss a payment or need to make a reduced payment temporarily. They will prefer getting a partial payment rather than no payment, and most will be open to working with you as you look for a new job. However, this may have a negative impact on your credit rating, or you may have to make an effort in the future to increase your score. Now, although you may think about updating your estate plan when your life circumstances change in a positive way, example, if you get a higher paying job, or if you have a child, you should also update your estate plan when you experience negative changes, such as losing a job. If your life insurance policy was provided by your employer, it will generally terminate when you leave your job. So if, for example, you named your trust as the beneficiary of your life insurance policy and were relying on those funds to provide for your loved ones, you may need to review your estate plan and make changes to how much everyone will receive. Similarly, if you have dipped into your savings account to cover your expenses during your period of unemployment and you have an insurance policy not provided by your former employer, you may want to name both children as the beneficiaries of the insurance policy instead of naming one as the beneficiary of that insurance while leaving the diminished savings account to another. And if you haven't already done so, you're going to want to create an estate plan and gather all of your list of accounts and property and meet with your estate planning attorney to create a basic estate plan to protect yourself and your family and your property. Your attorney will ask you to provide your financial information to prepare for that estate planning consultation. Now, an estate plan can protect your accounts and your property by minimizing expenses and taxes, leaving more for your family, while also making sure that your wishes are followed. Now, without an estate plan, state law determines who will inherit your property and your accounts. A will or a trust enables you to choose your beneficiaries and what you want each of them to inherit. Now, certain types of trusts can protect your assets from creditors if the trust is established before any creditor claims arise. You can also specify in your will or a separate document who you would like to be the caregiver of your minor children if you're too sick to care for them or if you pass away. Now, your estate plan should also include important documents such as powers of attorney to authorize individuals to make medical or financial decisions on your behalf if you're unable to do so, and a living will to provide guidance about how you want things to be handled if a medical crisis occurs. Now, most importantly, an estate plan provides you and your family with the peace of mind of knowing that if anything happens to you, they will not have to deal with the possibility of family conflicts and difficult decisions during an already stressful time. An estate planning attorney can help you create a basic plan that you can afford now, and if you choose, you can add to your plan once you have found another job. Now, we're always here to help with any issues if you live in Massachusetts or New Hampshire. Otherwise, you just want to contact your local qualified estate planning attorney. So I want to thank you for watching, and if you find yourself in a situation where you're currently employed, I want to wish you the best of luck on finding that new job for you in order to move on to the next part of your life and providing for your family. So I'm Attorney Kelly Longtin from Kelly Longtin Law.